It is going live right now. You're set.
Okay, I'd like to call to order the Conservation and Green Initiatives Committee. Shall we take roll?
Good thing. Mr. Reinhardt,
Here?
Mr. Refacoro,
Here.
Thank you. 1817.
Mr. Cleary,
Here.
Mr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. Plotsky,
Here.
Mr. Simpson,
Here.
Mr. Tunney,
Here.
Ms. Lockhart.
Here.
Fine. No, Mr. Fine. 8 are present, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. The first order of business is to approve the previous meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Do
Second.
I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, second item is the local law B, local law of the County of Albany to prohibit waste burning and to protect the clean air of Albany County. Because we have not yet had the public hearing on this, this is tabled at the request of all the sponsors, which is normal procedure. It came up last meeting or Public Works meeting. Some of the newer members weren't aware of that procedure, but anyway, I think everyone here is aware of it now. Third item is the public hearing on proposed local law B.
Bill,
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk at all about what's changed on this and anything that we need to know? And I was wondering also why the regular changes weren't reflected, like with the crossouts and the whatever, however the rules are. It looks clean and lovely, but I can't necessarily tell what key things are different.
Well, that's why you had the two different versions in the backup material, is somehow when the changes were sent over, I don't quite understand why, but the edits didn't show up. But basically, the two changes in the two versions are in section 5B, where you have the prohibition of the waste burning in new facilities. Well, that's 5A. 5B is a prohibition on burning certain specific wastes, which are either commonly accepted not to be burned, like the radioactive wastes, or in the case of PFAS, where the science is unclear as to whether it's dangerous or not. And so those are listed in 5B in the new version. In the older version, they were listed in section 4, which is basically a listing of waste materials that are not to be burned in new waste burning facilities. So that's the primary change. It's what was moved from 4 into 5. And by having it in 5, it means they can't be burned in any facility, whether it's defined in the bill as a new waste burning facility or not.
Okay.
So that's the major change. Now, is there any other discussion on the resolution for the public hearing, or shall we just vote to move that forward?
Mr. Chair, can I just,
Who's talking?
George, can I?
Yeah, you know what? It's better to raise your hand when you want to speak, and then yeah.
I just want to make sure I understand the process then. So basically, we would be discussing the merits of the law after the public hearing. Correct?
Yeah, typically
Correct.
that's true. You discuss the merits of the bill after the public hearing. Sometimes it works the other way too. If you have a strong thing that you want to get out now, that's okay. But usually we wait until the public hearing is over.
I'm fine with that. I did notice on the public hearing, the dates is actually June
Correct.
in that.
Yes, we actually need to make some amendments. Brandon and I have discussed those amendments. So we actually would be making the amendments first. Brandon, do you want to take that up?
Sure. So we'll need to amend 2 different portions of this. The first is the date, which would be changed from the June 23rd date, which was originally listed, to July 28th. Also would be the location, where we would strike the location about being in the legislative chambers, Albany County Courthouse, Albany, New York. and instead state that it's to be held remotely with instructions available on the Albany County website. Those are the two changes that would be necessary to move it forward.
Make a motion, make those changes, Mr. Reinhardt.
Yes, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now for the motion itself, we need a motion to move it forward.
I make a motion to move that
Okay,
hearing, the public hearing forward.
is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thanks, Mike. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Note that they were both unanimous. And I guess that ends our meeting unless anybody has anything they want to
I got
ask.
one more thing to say. Brendan, you don't need to wear a mask when you're on Zoom.
You had me looking for a
Sorry.
mask.
Actually, they say that beards are not good for the virus.
They
I feel
capture
safer
the
already.
problem, right?
Mr. Chairman, on that note, if there's no other questions, no more business, I move to adjourn.
All right, is
Make
there a
motion to
second?
adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.
Oh, no, my friend. Good night, everybody.